Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone, do what will teach well, Shalom to our sister, Akim, pushing truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. My Shalom to the future sisters, the Aquafian, please learn being obedient to their husband and home, as well as to the ones that are scattered abroad. I say Shalom, and make it you with another lesson. Lord, only our desire this list be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Alright, this lesson I'm going to it's gonna be a quick lesson through the spirit. Lord want to be encouraging and edifying. Just, in this truth, in this ministry, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he requires of the sacrifice, man. Whether that's sacrifice of time, even which mostly it is time, your mind, your body, your spirit, and even what charity, things of that nature. Being hated, giving up this life, to be what? To be in the kingdom of heaven, man. As one of the elect number, Lord will be a part of the number from Elder Apostle to on down, He requires the life on this side, as 2/3 are doing the exact opposite. They're gonna be what? Shamed, their head down, in the kingdom of heaven. While what? While we're sacrificed, losing everything on this side, being hated upon among our relatives, or whatever. Like the brother Page Slacky, brother name GMS Kansas City Priest, KC Priest, make beautiful videos, man. It encouraged me to with a particular situation that I'm going through to just go do it, go on do it, But with your relatives, you being hated, because they can't see, they can't see, they talk about successful and years later and down the line and all that shit, when we know, like a brother said it, he made it on his live stream that I had cut today. Yeah, this place it's about to be destroyed, man. We have the ending to the movie, man. We know the ending of this movie. We're not like them that's thinking we have all these extra scenes, man. Nah, man, these scenes they're about to be cut. It's about to be over with, man. It's about to end with what? With ultimate chaos and destruction, man. Over here in Babylon the Great, man. But with that wisdom, mind, your understanding, with this blessed truth, it requires of the sacrifice. It requires time. Even what? Pain. It requires pain, man. Shit, Lord requires tears sometimes as well. Prayer, fasting, being hated, and even the more being hated upon all men, because they did the same thing with Yahweh. Either way, hey, I'm gonna read it, man. Let me hop right into it. Lord and be edifying. It's Matthew. What I wanted. Yep, Matthew 10 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 32. It says, "Whatsoever therefore whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven." That's right, man. All about Yahushua. So either you gonna what? You gonna choose the one and hate the other. You gotta, as the scriptures say, choose ye this day whether you gonna serve the Lord or not, man. You see, you gonna serve the Lord or not. The Lord don't. He's not the author of confusion. All that hot and cold shit, that gotta stop, man. Because the Lord ain't with it, man. He's not the author of confusion. Let all things be in decency and order, man. You either gonna sacrifice, whatever you got going on, and give it all. Hey, Count the cost, man. Count it all joy when diverse temptations come upon you, man. You either gonna go with it or not, man. You know, you either gonna confess, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which it goes in as well as with your actions as well, man. Losing your life on this side, man. Not just going to your goddamn manager and I believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Edomite and all that. No, man. We know eventually it's going to come a time in the future where we are brought up into these rules and things of that nature in our hour of temptation. But what we doing now with our time and things of that nature, man, we're confessing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai spiritually, man. Because we're losing our life on this side to gain it, man. We don't give a fuck about being Jake really just want to talk about fucking successful in what? In what society, man? This society is about to be seeing all these things be dissolved. What manner of persons are you to be? With all the conversation and godliness, man. Why? Because everything is going to be destroyed, man. So you want to what? You want to examine yourself, man. First and foremost, talking to myself. Therefore, when all these things do be dissolved, you are on the right side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You was built up and rooted in the faith. You had your character checking things of that nature. You endured. You wasn't caught up in all this fucking foolishness and madness. That 2/3 when Yahweh Shai come like a thief in the night, man. But back into my point, this truth, man, it requires sacrifice, man. You're not gonna be loved, man, with your relatives, man. They're gonna hate your guts to the point they're gonna, try to put hands on you. But the Lord, He ain't gonna let all that shit happen, man. The Lord all is about what? Preaching this truth, man. Let me get another one. I'm gonna read on down. Matthew 10 and verse 34. Think not that I come. It's like, and if you don't choose, then what? Yahweh Shai ain't gonna choose for you, man. He ain't gonna be for you. You gonna be considered, going to reprobate, cast away. The Lord gonna give you over to your own demons, man. Because what? You chose this side. You said, Lord, I want to keep my life. I want to keep my riches. Lord, I have a future. I have potential in Babylon the Great. I'm going to be the top businessman and all that. Nah, man. We pushing for something far greater than that bullshit. And if your family, relatives, it's like not even family, man. As Yahweh Shai said, who in this temple, man, in this ministry, doing this work, those are my family. These are our relatives, man. If they can't see it and they're not going to see it, fuck them. It is what it is, man. Because the decisions that we make, man, they're based on what? The ministry and first and foremost, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as well as what? First and foremost, our own salvation. As the scriptures say, work out their own salvation with fear and trembling, man. They're based off our getting closer with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The ministry, the brotherhood, and things of that nature. It ain't based off getting closer to your goddamn family, man. Just what Jay gotta understand, man. You gonna be hated, man. And it is what it is, man. Daddy all coming, my mama, and it is what it is, man. Yahweh Shai was hated. Imagine him, he just healed somebody and they say, he cast out this of Beelzebub and things of that nature. We're going to go through that same thing, man. But it is what it is, man. To get to the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so be it. Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. I shall not meet thee as a man. The only peace the Lord is bringing is what? Salvation, man. He delivers. Yahweh Shai, He saves, man. It's the only thing, that's for what? The elect. And what did the elect do? Follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Follow the Lamb whithersoever He goeth. These are they that love not their life unto death. that made them sacrifices when the Lord putting it right in your face, son, what you gonna do? You gonna choose? You know, no matter how much the big situation. First and foremost, talking myself, we about to come. You know, we go through these little situations. You know, tomato, tomato. But we are about to come, first and foremost, talking myself, into major situations, man. Life and death. You know? Right, sis. I'm thinking of something in my head. So lucky. You know, but you know, we're about to come into life and death, man. You know, this is very, very serious, man. All these relatives coming against you and all these scoffers and mockers. Your brother said in this video, man, when they see the fathership, Yahweh Shai, when they see Jacob's trouble, it's gonna rip through reality, man. Cause these people, they never fathom, you know, this time like Jacob's trouble. They never fathom, you know, these certain things that's gonna happen, man. They had never thought about that being over here in Babylon the Great, in the great United States of America. They have never thought that. They're thinking about children and 10 years from now, and I'm about to come up and this big trade I'm about to make, and you know, all the shit Jake, you know, as well as Esau, you know, thinking about, man. But we're thinking about what destruction that Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is about to come with, man. And it's how, as the elder apostle told on down, say, the rug is about to be taken out of these people's feet, man. And it's gonna be, in a blink of a moment, man. All these people, oh yeah, y'all been saying that, counting the Lord slack concerning his promise. Man, the Lord is constantly marking these people and speeding the days up. Lord about to make these people eat their words. Verse 35. For I come to set a man at variance, friction against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Sacrifice. No, yo, I love my daddy, you know, I love my mama, oh no, you know, I got, man, fuck that shit, man. You know, it is what it is, man. We trying to get the kingdom, bro. They don't understand. They ain't gonna fucking understand. They're Babylonized. They're Americanized. They love being under this white man's goddamn titty, man. You know? They love being whipped physically and spiritually every day, man. And they ain't getting, you know, whipped for nothing, man. This shit about to be burned up. We're being afflicted in things of that nature. What? For Yahweh by Shemiah Shai sake. The greatest cause, man. You being whipped and going through hell, what? For evil? For on the left hand side? Or for righteousness, man? And we constantly, man, we're choosing righteousness, man. Righteousness. And with that comes what? Sacrifice. Being hated, man. Friction against your parents and relatives and all your so-called friends in the world or back in the world or whatever, man. You know? And that's just that, man. They're understanding in the kingdom, man. The Lord is about to... Lord is about to bring they goddamn a judgment to them, man. Lord gonna make them shut them. Lord gonna shut them up, man. It says 36, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right, man. And that's even, you know, your household, you know, as far as you having your own immediate family or your own, you know, little ones, you know, even your kids, your woman, man, especially the black woman, man. And more and more every day, it's more and more foolishness, man, with Eve, man, the so-called black woman. More and more every day, it's foolishness. They wear all type of disgusting ass clothing and have no brain. It's literally nothing up there upstairs. You know, so that can be of your own as far as your rib and your kids, man. You know, she got a grip on the kids and all this, man. You know, nigglets. You know, it's hell, man. You know, it happens. And for surely your relatives, man. Not that's they ain't gonna never understand, man. I say majority of the brethren, man, families do not agree. You know, you got rare cases. You know, you have a brother and the brother come in, or shoot, you may have a father or a son, or your mama, okay, you know. But shit, that's damn near rare from what I've heard and seen. I've only seen and heard of brothers' testimonies of shoot, they had to make that sacrifice. Oh, it was hell on that day, hell in high waters. You know, just daddy calling them and getting on them and nah, you shouldn't, you know. But at the end of the day, we're not pushing this truth. We're not making these choices, getting closer to Yahweh Shemel Shai and still trying to drag them along. We're actually trying to separate ourselves from them. Because these gonna be the same ones, man. These are our foes, our enemies. These are gonna be the same ones, man, in Jacob's trouble to give us up, man. Yeah, I knew he was wicked and yeah, he might be right here. You know, all the type of shit, and we didn't do nothing to our relatives, man. Your uncle doing all type of shit to the family. Here it is, we ain't doing shit. We won't even be by y'all. You know, but hey, it's a part of the ministry, man. Verse 37, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Yeah, fuck you, daddy. Fuck. Nah, you know, just love less. Just take things, yeah, nah. You know, love less, man. You know, if it's friction, gonna be too much friction, hey, you know, shit. You might not want to go over there with pops and and mom or however, you know, your relative situation, you know, may be, man. It's a hindrance and it's just gonna be too much commotion and you know, just leave it alone, man. You know, we'll get them in the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. You know, they'll understand. They'll understand to the full extent, you know, that's gonna be a beautiful time. They'll truly understand all the sacrifices that we had to make. They're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy that we continue to stay in it, to not give up, to not to listen to their dumb actions. It says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Plainly put, man. First and foremost, talking to myself, man. You gotta take your cross, man. And the times that we coming into, we're gonna be putting a needle in a haystack situations. You know, between two rocks, man. Closing walls, man. Walls closing in on you, know. But at the end of the day, you gotta have what? First and foremost, talking about myself, you gotta have faith. I'm gonna win, man. Because the Lord, he said, I will be with you even to the end of the world. I'm on. Look at the forefathers of old, man. You know, let me see if I have my Bible. Actually, let me get that scripture. That's only put straight to the point scripture. Make sure. It's alright. Ecclesiasticus 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see that any did. So like, let me read it again. Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see did ever any trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and was confounded. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? That's right, man. You know, plainly put, man, straight to the point. Hey, man, while we making sacrifices, while Jake making sacrifices for the wicked and evil, and what, and is what prospering, man. We're making sacrifices for the Lord, man. You know, and don't you think Yahweh Shemel Shah, don't you know Yahweh Shemel Shah seeing that, man? You know, he letting Jake doing his thing, man. Because Jake, why should you be stricken even more? You're a revolt. But here it is, you have a few amount of men that's suffering, that's making sacrifices for the ministry's sake, for their own salvation's sake, man. To what, keep that crown in their head, man. From Stone the Elder Apostle on down, Lord, will only be a part of that number. Don't you think Yahweh Shemel Shah, he's seeing that? Oh, here, my son, I got you. You know, however your situation may be, you have a bill pop up or this may happen out the blue. I got you. You know? It says that he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Hey, simply put again, man. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. That's right, man. We finding losing his life on this side to find life in Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know, and that's simply put, Jake, you know, finding all ways to get rich and successful, and fucking parents want you to, I want you to be successful so you can run my business and all that, you know. All that shit's gonna take more and more time and all that. You know, we ain't doing that on this side, man. Especially in these times, they don't have all that time, man. You know, time is, especially, man, in this time is precious, man. For real, man, it's precious. You know, we ain't about to just be, you know, reading these articles and, you know, all the time, man. It's about to be what we are about to be. First and foremost, talking about ourselves, pilgrims upon the earth, man. While Jake over here bullshitting and, you know, it's a dumb decision and all that. You know, then when all hell break loose, they're gonna be calling your phone, asking, you know, what's to do, or I should have listened, or blowing up your phone. You know, but when we made the decision all for the Lord, for the ministry, for our salvation's sake, then it was all a fucking problem. But we know what they're demonic people. They're degenerates. They're 2/3. They're truth and honesty. They're supposed to make your life a living hell, man. Most of the time, man. You know, but it is what it is. We're losing this life, making sacrifices and things of that nature, all for Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's the beauty of it. Because, as I always quote Romans 5, and this hope will not lead to fail, man. I think that's in the NLT if I'm not mistaken. But with that, Lord, when that class was edified, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashemel, Shai, Bashemer, Kakodash, the ones to the apostles, bishops, elders, of great millstone, the rule and teach you all. Shalom to all the saints, our Akim, pushing truth on faith throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom.